And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars, back again with another episode of this Marlins rebuild. And we are nearing the end of the season here, 78 and 67. Right now is the Marlins record as we are closing in on the end of year one. This will be a big game, a big episode as we try and clinch a playoff spot here in this episode. As we're playing this game here against the Philadelphia Phillies, who are 12 games below 500 in this league here. And really, play locking with Pablo Lopez is the main focus of this ball game. And if we decide we want to play the whole thing, we will do that as well. But Pablo Lopez this season, in 29 starts, this is 30th of the year, 2.94 ERA in 180 innings and a 1.16 WHIP. 136 strikeouts, and I mean, he's having a great year, and our pitching is really the main reason that this team is so close to clinching a playoff spot. But there's Alec Bohm, had 297 average this season with 21 homers and 76 RBIs, is leading this Phillies team in average this year, having a great season. 1-2 here, 2 from Lopez is a swing and a miss. Great off-speed pitch there, the curveball, I believe, below the knees and a little inside from Lopez. Great pitch, and that was a scoreless 1-2-3 bottom of the first, or top of the first inning. Here's her in Miami, and there's Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies, and he's had a good season this year in 29 starts, a 2.6 ERA and a 1.10 WHIP. So he's had a good season. We go to the second inning now. Here's Bryce Harper, 242 average, 722 OPS. So I mean, it's an okay season, but not necessarily Bryce Harper-like. You might expect him to do a little bit better than that, as that's a swing and a miss, though, on that off-speed pitch. And Lopez, 2 strikeouts already, and looking strong here early on in this ball game. As, man, that is just such a hard pitch to hit. Right now is Kyle Schwarber, only batting .229, but with 17 home runs and 50 RBI. So definitely has the home run ball working this season so far, as that is an off-speed pitch that misses below the knees. Hoskins with a 256 average, 19 homers and 56 ribbies sitting on deck here. 3-0 here to Schwarber is just below the zone of the fastball, and so that will be a 2-out walk. Now let's see what Rhys Hoskins can do with this 2-out base runner here. 1-2. Is a fastball at the bottom of the zone for strike 3. Wonderful location right there by Pablo Lopez. And so, middle of the second inning here. Still no hit, still no score for either side. Odubel Herrera at the plate, and he's going to swing and miss at a circle change. Man, Pablo Lopez, it's his 4th of the game already here. As, man, that one way behind that pitch was Herrera. And Lopez really has kept this strong start going here so far. Today is now JT Realmuto is for some reason batting 9th on this lineup, although he is batting .265 on the season overall, so I'm not really sure why he's down, this low in this Phillies batting order. But he's one of the better hitting catchers in baseball. But here now, Pablo Lopez is settling in for a 1-0 pitch here. It's a swing, a line drive. That ball falls in for an extra base hit. It's going to be a double here, as Realmuto will go to second base. So there's a 1-out double, and the first hit of the game by either team, I think. 25th double this year. Now he's at third base for Castellanos, who's 0 for 1 in this game. 1-1 here to Castellanos from Lopez is a fly ball. It's deep. It is into the gap, and it will fall in for a hit. So Realmuto will score from third base, and there's a double by Nick Castellanos, and it is 1-0 Philadelphia. 25th for Castellanos on the season, and yeah, that was a good swing by Castellanos, and that ball just fell in right in between the outfielders, and I like the animation of Pablo Lopez there when that ball fell. I've never really seen that kind of an animation before from him, but now 2 on, 2 out, trying to get out of this inning here as that four-seamer misses outside. The count is full now to Bryce Harper. And that ball misses as well, just below the knees for a walk. And the bases are now loaded for Didi Gregorius. And running into trouble here in this third inning is Pablo Lopez right now. 0 for 1 in the game with the line out for Gregorius. Huge spot early in this game. 1 and 2 is a swing and a miss. Circle change finally brings a merciful end to this third inning. Could have been a lot worse, but only 1 run allowed on 2 hits there for the Phillies in the third. Now Klaus Schwarber at the plate, and there's another strikeout. Swing and a miss there. Circle change. And man, Lopez has got his location really in a good spot so far in this game. That one's in the dirt, swung on and missed. Another changeup. That is another strikeout. 7 of them now for Lopez here, and not even the end of the 4th inning yet. As here's Odubel Herrera back up again, and he's got a strikeout already in this game, back in the 2nd inning. 2-2 count from Lopez here. Now is a fly ball, and that ball caught a lot of the plate, but it will be run down and caught out there in center field by Jesus Sanchez. So that's a clean 1-2-3 inning right there from Lopez. We going out of the 5th, where Nick Castellanos is up again, and he's 1 for 2 with that RBI double back in that 3rd inning, and he's going to foul this cutter off behind the plate for strike 2. That was a very hittable pitch right there to Nick Castellanos. Now 1-2 counts. Here it comes. There's a swing and a miss. Fastball on the inside corner. Lopez with 8 strikeouts here in 5 innings. And his pitch count was nearing 100, so I don't know how much longer they'll have him go in this game. But man, the offense for Miami has done nothing so far. There's a walk, and there's a 2-run home run by Garrett Cooper. So I guess they have done a little something there. Big-time home run. And now Miami's ahead 2-1. Every game so important at this stage in the season here, as that sinker is up the middle for a hit, and with 100 pitches on Lopez's reservoir here, or in his pocket in this game already thrown, they might pull the trigger on his start here right now, and yes, they will, as out comes the manager. I can't remember who the name of that guy is, their real-life manager for the Marlins, but anyway, he will take Pablo Lopez out of the game. So, I mean, unfortunately, the pitch count kind of ran into troubles there with that. Pitch count only ended up going 5 innings. Gave up only 1 run, though, on a few hits in the game. 8 strikeouts. Tanner Scott coming out of the bullpen, and he's been great in 32 innings this year with a 1.97 ERA. So a man on here for Bryce Harper. Struck out already once today, and there's a 2nd strikeout on the slider outside. Tanner Scott with a great pitch right there, and I mean, man, the strikeout here is working for Miami in this game so far. And now with 1 out, here's Didi Gregorius at the plate. Scott leading in for the first pitch of the at-bat. Here is a swing and trying to steal second base. They got him! Great play by Jacob Stallings. And I believe that's Alex Bohm there trying to steal second base. And the throw getting in there ahead of the tag, or ahead of Bohm there, and they apply the tag. Now Gregorius has the bases clear, and he's going to fly it into the outfield, and Garrett Cooper on the run makes the catch. So that'll end the 6th. That's a big hold right there by Tanner Scott, and so it's a 2-1 game still as we go into the bottom half of the inning. 1-2-3 for the Marlins in this frame. Here's John Birdie, 0 for 2 in the game. Only batting .215 this season here. And 0-1 here to him now is a ground ball down the line, and it's past the diving attempt of the first baseman Hoskins. So now a man is on here, nobody out in this 6th inning here. John Birdie gets on with a base hit. So now here's Jesus Sanchez, and Sanchez will take a knuckle curve for ball 3. Jas Chisholm They're sitting on deck with that 235 average this season. 3-2 to Sanchez is below the knees again, and that's a ball 4. So Aaron Nola had been pitching excellently through 5 innings, or really through the first 4 innings. Didn't give up a run. He gave up a couple of runs in the 5th. Now running into some trouble here in the 6th, but there is a big time strikeout of Jazz Chisholm there on a high fastball, I believe, if this pitch was a fastball, and yes, it was at the top of the zone. So now with 2 on and 1 out, here's Jorge Soler, and Soler's going to ground it past the diving attempt of Hoskins there, and John Birdie's going to round third. He will come around to score. And, man, the most clutch hitter on this team, and the best hitter on this team overall, no surprise, Jorge Soler comes through in the late innings again, and the Marlins take a 3-1 lead. So still not out of danger yet. Here is Garrett Cooper's going to ground it to second base, and they will not be able to get the stop, and they won't be able to get the out at first base either. So another run will come in to score, and I'm not sure what they count that. It looked like it probably was going to maybe a base hit, but also potentially an error on the second baseman there, as Jojo Romero will come out of the bullpen. So that is going to end the night of Aaron Nola. In 18.1 innings, a 2.45 ERA for Romero this season. Now J.J. Bleday at the plate, and Bleday is going to ground it up the middle. What a stop on the shortstop. Oh, man, that was a crazy double play right there. Man, started by Didi Gregorius, I believe, at short, and what a turn to... I mean, that saves a run right there that the Marlins were going to score on that grounder. And it is a 4-1 lead, so Miami does get some run insurance in that inning. Now we go to the 7th, and here's Anthony Bender out of the bullpen here. In 24.2 innings, a 3.28 ERA, so not bad for Anthony Bender here so far in this season. As here is Schwarber coming up to the dish. He's 0 for 1 with that walk that he had back in the 2nd inning. So, 2-2 pitch here. Is a swing and a miss. Oh my goodness, that was ugly. And a little jump throw by Jacob Stallings does get the out and complete the strikeout there by Anthony Bender. Good play by Stallings, but that was a really filthy pitch and a bad swing by Kyle Schwarber. Now there is a walk here, as it did not go on that swing attempt, and now Odubel Herrera will come up here. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout in this game so far. 2-2 here to Herrera is a strike 3 called on the corner. Great sinker there by Bender. Now there's 2 down in the inning for JT Lamucho. And JT is going to ground it over to short, and there's Birdie. And Birdie is going to try and go to second himself, but it doesn't work, as that is going to be counted as a base hit, but that was kind of a blunder right there by John Birdie. You got to just throw it over to your guy at second base, and now a line drive into the outfield is going to fall in for extra bases here all the way to the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes a second run. The throw is not going to be in time. So there's a big-time double, and the Phillies, Gene Segura will capitalize on that mistake by John Birdie at short, and now here comes Richard Blair, who has been ridiculously good this season in 44 innings, a 1.23 ERA so far, 28 holds. Looking for, this will be a 4-out hold, trying to get him into the 8th, as there's a shattered bat in the infield, and they will get the out there to end the top of the 7th inning, but Gene Segura capitalizes on a little defensive miscue with a big-time 2-run double, and the Phillies are now only down by 1 in this game as we head into the 7th inning stretch in Miami. Bottom of the 7th, 1 down in the inning. Here's Corey Lee. He's going to fly it deep into center field on the run and past him. Diving attempt made by the center fielder, but it's going to not be counted. It's going to be extra bases. There's a double for Corey Lee, his 3rd of the season. Still doesn't have a home run yet in his time in the bigs. But there's John Birdie now, 1 for 3 with a single earlier again. Big time spot here. Line drive. Basically caught, or not caught, but a good play made by the shortstop. And that'll end the 7th inning. So, Didi Gregorius there getting the final outs. And a missed opportunity to maybe add on by Miami in that 7th. We go down to the 8th, and here's Alec Bohm. And there's a swing, and there's a line drive and a base hit. So Alec Bohm will begin the top of the 8th inning with a single. Just what Philadelphia needs here in this moment. Bowman Quinn will come on as a pinch runner.
Your attention, please.
So Bowman Quinn there at first base has 99 speed. Here's Bryce Harper, and Bryce Harper is going to ground it up the middle as well. And so Bowman Quinn will go no further than second base, but bad news here, as there's a 14-game hitting streak right now by Bryce Harper. That'll continue. 2 on, nobody out for Gregorius. Laying down the bunt, and it is going to be a good one. And it is going to be a good sacrifice, as now there's second and third. Only 1 man out. So Gregorius does what his job required there in that situation. And now with Kyle Schwarber coming up to the plates, gotta wonder here, want to maybe set up a double play possibility. He's 0 for 2 in this game, Kyle Schwarber is. And that looks like it's going to be what the Miami is going to do here. They're going to put Schwarber on base here to load them up with 1 away. So now there's a force anywhere here in the Diamonds. And here's Rhys Hoskins, who is 0 for 2 in the game with a walk. Big spot. Here's a 2-1 to Hoskins. This is a line drive. It is caught by Blade. Tagging from third is Bowman Quinn. The throw is offline. Not really a chance to get the runner. And that sacrifice fly will tie the game at 4. And so Richard Blair gives up one of the very few runs he's given up all season. He's been so good out of this Miami bullpen. But now we're tied here in this game. And there's a ground ball over to Corey Lee, who will end the 8th inning. But disaster here striking in these last couple of innings. The Marlins' 3-run lead is vanished now. And it's a tie game at 4, middle of the 8th. 1 out for Jazz Chisholm. 0 for 2 is going to come inside and hit him. As Jojo Romero, though, there misses with that pitch. Now it's Garrett Cooper. 2 for 3, a homer, single, and 3 RBIs. He's got 8 RBIs in this series. That is impressive. As a 1-1, a stolen base, and it is going to work. As a great job right there by Jazz Chisholm. Good jump. And that will be his 16th of the year. As we get to look at this one more time, great jump, and hard to do it against a left-handed pitcher, but a successful steal. Now can Garrett Cooper capitalize on it? 1-2 here to him is a line drive that is caught at first by Hoskins. Man, that ball was hit well, but it doesn't find the outfield grass, and so we go to the 9th, still not at. We're at 4. Here's Cole Sulser out of the bullpen, and 28.2 innings, a 3.45 ERA. The averages against look really good, but has kind of seen some struggles this season out of the bullpen ERA-wise. But now a 2-2 swing and a miss. There's JT Realmuto, not able to catch up with that somewhat high heat there. So now we're back to the top of the order, and Castellanos is going to ground it to J.J. Bleday. And there's a double play to end the top half of the 9th. Good hold by Cole Sulser there in that inning. And so, middle of the 9th, the Marlins have a chance for a walk-off here in this ball game. Tied at 4, 2 outs though in the inning. Here's Corey Lee. 1 for 3 with that double he had earlier in the game. And Lee is going to line it into right to second base for another out. So another ball hit well, but right at somebody. And now we're going into extra innings here in this game. It's been a while since we've gone to extras with this ball club this season here, as Bryce Harper fouls this 0-1 pitch off. He's already struck out once, I believe, maybe twice in this game. 0-2 swing and a miss. High fastball again from Cole Sulser, and that's his strikeout pitch so far out of the bullpen. And now it's to Gregorius here, and he's going to hit it over to second or shortstop, and John Birdie. An off-balance throw and a nice play made to end the top of the 10th. So Cole Sulser doing his job here and getting some outs. Now it's Jazz Chisholm. Man on second base. That's the winning run. 0 for 3 in the game is Chisholm today. And he pops it up into the infield and second base. There is going to make the catch. So another scoreless inning by Jojo Romero. We're going out to the 11th. And, man, yeah, frustrating swing right there by Jazz Chisholm. So we're going to bring another guy out of the bullpen here, and it's going to be Anthony Bass, who has been great in 69.1 innings this season, 53 strikeouts, 234 and 209 averages against, only 13 walks, a 2.08 ERA, so he has been really good for us here out of the bullpen, and he's going to get that strikeout there of Rhys Hoskins. Great pitch below the knees to him. And let's look at the StatCast data on this pitch, and man, that was a slider with an 8-inch break. Beautiful pitch right there. Now JT Realmuto here with the count full, takes a slider for ball 4. So the go-ahead run will move up 90 feet to scoring position for Gene Segura. He's had a double, a couple of RBIs in this game. Philadelphia looking for a big hit out of him right here. 2-2 is a ground ball, little chopper, right back to Bass. There is the throw to first base, and that'll end the top half of the 11th inning. So, another hold here from this Miami bullpen, and another chance for the Marlins to walk this baby off, as here is now Jorge Soler, 1 for 3 with a single on an RBI. 94 ribbies, I think that set on the season for him. 0-1 pitch to Soler is a drive and deep to left field. Soler lays the bat down. That ball is gone into the second deck above the bullpens. And Jorge Soler, long ball number 36, wins the game for Miami. And he has come up with another couple of clutch hits in this game. Man, a big-time hit in the 6th inning and a walk-off here in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Perfect swing timing and an absolute ball absolutely launched right there, and he knew it right away. Let's take one more look at where this ball went. Unreal. What a big win. Every win so important now here for the Marlins at this point in the year, and that almost got to the concourse out there and left. That was absolutely crushed. So a big win right there for Miami, and I don't know how many walk-offs that is for them now in the season. That's at least the 3rd or 4th walk-off that we have recorded in this series here so far. And Miami wins this ball game 5-4. So the win goes to Anthony Bass. Jojo Romero gets handed the loss in this one here. I mean, you saw Nick Castellanos with his big RBI double. And then you saw the Marlins offense kind of come alive there in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They took a big 4-1 lead. A lead which did not last long because Rhys Hoskins came in, got a big-time sacrifice fly to tie up the game there. But the Marlins do pull it out. One more look at the swing to end the game from Jorge Soler. And so Soler 2 for 4. Homer, a couple of ribbies in this one. As you get Gigi Lamuto, who was 2 for 4 with a double and a run. Soler, homer number 36 and RBI number 97. Garrett Cooper with 3 RBIs as well. He's got 18 home runs now and 57 RBIs. As you get a look at the RBI or the averages here for these players. Bobby Bradley also had a double in this game, and so did Corey Lee. So did J.J. Bleday, actually. All those young guys with some extra base hits. And Pablo Lopez, only 5 innings, but only 3 hits, 1 run allowed, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. The bullpen kind of blew it a little bit in this game. Anthony Bender gave up a couple of runs, and Richard Blair also gave up a run. But Cole Sulser and Anthony Bass did their jobs really well in the late innings. And then you look at Philadelphia's box score. Gene Segura got a couple of ribbies. Nick Castellanos got one as well. And Rhys Hoskins got that big one to tie it for Philadelphia in the 8th. So there's a look also at Aaron Nola, who really did well through the first 4 innings, but kind of fell apart there towards in that 5th and 6th innings. But that's a big win. I mean, every win now at this point in the season here, we have about 2 weeks left in the season. So every win, super important. And we started off on a good note on this series here. And this game looks to be a good one. They've got a close one, but we are going to simulate it. And we do come out on top. The Marlins get a win there, and they sweep the Philadelphia Phillies. So they have now 80 wins on the season. That's a big one for them. Kyle Schwarber got a home run for Philadelphia in this game. But Brian Anderson got a couple of hits in 3 opportunities. And he was responsible for the 2 runs scored by Miami in this ball game. And looks like the pitching did really well as well for us in that game. So now we go into a series against Washington here. We're going to look at the pitching really quick. Zach Wheeler, 7 innings of good baseball, but Sandy Alcantara was even better. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run allowed. He's got his ERA now down to 2.86, which is pretty awesome. So we go into this series against Washington, and we win again. That's another win. That's 5 or 4 in a row now. And Washington actually not too awful this season, 71 and 77 record-wise. Home run by Astudillo and Garcia in this game. Soler also got another RBI. And Garrett Cooper got a couple of more RBIs as well. So a pretty decent day for the offense here for Miami. And you saw Hernandez get a couple of RBIs for Washington here. And Taylor Rogers, 6.2 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, allowed 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Sorry for the voice crack there. But not an awful game for him. Dylan Floro got his 40th save of the season there with a scoreless inning, allowing a hit. But the bullpen, gave up 1 run, and Tanner Scott gave up a run. But the bullpen beyond that was good in that game. So there's another win. Now as we go back to the calendar, and yeah, we're on a 4-game winning streak here, and now make it 5 as another win against Washington. This one, both facets of the team was working. The offense was good in this game. Home run by Garrett Cooper and Jorge Soler. Man, Garrett Cooper has been hot recently, it seems, on offense for the Marlins, but Sixto Sanchez with a good start in 6.1 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs allowed, and 3 strikeouts. And then Hernandez came in and pitched 2.2 innings. Now the Marlins will seek for the sweep, and we're in the bottom of the 11th here in a 1-run game. And we are going to enter into this bowl game here and enter into this moment. 4-game winning streak right now on the line here in this 11th inning for Miami. They're looking for win number 5 in a row, win number 82 on their season here. Lane Thomas at the plate, and he's going to swing and miss. Fastball way, way late there on that one at the top of the zone. And so Dylan Floro here looking to be in line for his 41st save of the year. There's Nelson Cruz, who's actually batting .270 with 21 homers and almost 100 RBIs. So he's actually been very good this season for Washington, but he looks bad there on that swing. Man, that was way inside. And, I mean, that's one of the greats of our game right there, and he looked fooled. Well, he was fooled on that pitch for sure. Bobby Bradley takes care of that ball and bounder to first to end the bowl game. That was a good, clean inning right there by Dylan Floro. Wraps up his 41st save of the year, and the Marlins wrap up win number 82 on their season. I mean, this is what we want. The Marlins getting hot right now at the perfect time in their season. They get 1 run there at the top of the 11th inning and hold on to win. So not much in the way of offense for you in this game, but another RBI from Jorge Soler. He now has 100 even on the season. Bobby Bradley, got his 19th RBI of the year as well. in this game. And Jesus Luzardo, 6 innings, 3 hits, only 1 run allowed in 5 strikeouts. A good start. And Hernandez pitched 4 scoreless innings. And then Dylan Flo with that 41st save. A 2.36 ERA for him now. And not much in the way of offense there. It looked like Victor Robles got a sacrifice fly or a sacrifice ground out of some sort in this game, in the first 2 innings in this game, actually. And so, yeah, an RBI for Robles. But John Gray, I think that's John Gray, or maybe Sonny Gray, pitching for Washington. He had a good start, but with this 5-game winning streak now, it's important to look at these standings. And the Dodgers have already clinched their division there. But with that winning streak that we're on now, we're run 6 in a row now. And the Padres have lost their last 3 and are only 10 games above 500. So the Marlins, who were behind the Padres by a game going into this episode, have now taken a firm lead in that wildcard race. And they're up 1-0 here in this ball game, with Dylan Floro again looking for another save. Thinking about jumping into this critical situation, but we're not going to. We're going to simulate here. And it looks like Pablo Lopez does sustain an injury in this game, but it's not a serious one. Only going to be out for a few days. Thank goodness, because that would have been a serious injury right there. But the Marlins do end up winning this game 1-0. So, man, the offense is not really showing up the last couple of games, but the pitching certainly has. As now we are on a 7-game winning streak, and Miami's got 84 wins. All of a sudden, Corey Lee with a couple of hits for us there, and actually no RBIs by anybody in this game, so it looks like Miami got an unearned run off of Wade Miley, and that's exactly what happened there. But Pablo Lopez, only 4.2 innings because he got hurt, but 8 strikeouts for him in that time, and really good stuff by him. Jordan Holloway pitched 2.1 scoreless innings, and Dylan Flo gets another save. So, I mean, even with our winning streak right now, 7 games in a row, we're now 3.5 over the Padres, and even with that, we're still pretty far behind the Mets right now for the division lead. So, again, division probably doesn't look like it's going to happen, but our 7-game winning streak does end here with this loss to Chicago. And, I mean, not bad. We didn't play very well in this game. Granted, 6-1 loss. But right now, we're still setting ourselves up for... we're really in a really good position right now at the moment. And the offense didn't really show up here. Jacob Stallings had, a hit and an RBI. Maybe a home run. Yes, he did have a home run there in this game. But Sandy Alcantara, okay, that's one of his worst starts that he's had in a while. 4.2 innings. 6 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of them earned, but he does get the loss, his 6th loss of the season. So now the finale here against Chicago, looking to win this series, and it's a critical situation in a 1-run game with the tying run at second base. Dylan Flo looking for another save, so we are going to hop into this critical situation here. Jonathan VR at the plate, a 3-4 game in the 9th. As that 4-seam fastball misses for ball 3. The count now 3-1. As there's a swing and there's a fly ball pretty deep in center field. Sanchez on the run does make the catch. And that is a tag from second to third base. So winning run, or tying run, excuse me, is now 90 feet away for Nick Madrigal here with 2 out. Signal on an RBI in the game for him. Big spot here with the count at 3-1. And that ball misses. It's a 4-seamer low. So the inning will continue here. And now the go-ahead run is actually on base for Ian Happ, who's 2 for 4 in the game today. 1-0 here now from Floro. Is a swing, a ground ball, and it's going to get through past Jazz Chisholm. And the tying run will score. Chicago comes up with a monster hit right there. Ian Happ with a game-tying single back up the middle. And it is knotted up at 4 apiece. Can Dylan Flo escape this 9th inning here? The game's still tied, and it's a pop-up back behind the plate. Roland Astudillo actually playing in this game makes that catch to end the inning. But Ian Happ does, in fact, and this bottom and the top of the ninth gets a big 2-out knock, and the Cubs now with a 4-4 tie as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Now here is Jorge Soler, and he's already had a pretty big episode so far. Let's see what he does with a 3-2 pitch, and he hits it pretty well, but fouls it over to the right side for a foul ball. Ninth pitch here of the at-bats. 3-2 count here, and it's a swing and another drive. This one out to deep left center. There it goes! And it's another home run for Soler! Another walk-off! His second one here in this episode, 38th homer this season. The Marlins get another win. They have now won 8 of their last 9 games and are inching closer to that playoff spot. Man, Jorge Soler, another clutch vintage moment for him this season. Unbelievable how good he's been for us this year. Another monster homer. I mean, we've already seen him have a couple of monster hits. I'm not sure how many walk-offs now he's had this season. I mean, I'm not sure. He might have had a walk-off earlier in the year that, in a game that we covered, but 2 walk-offs now in this episode for him. And that's not counting the big-time RBIs that he had in the 8th inning against Seth Lugo. He did that a couple of times this season. He's just been the X factor of this Marlins team, and the Marlins win this series 2-1, and they have won 8 games here in their last 9. Man, really inching closer to a wildcard spot. Bobby Bradley gets the player of the game, 2 for 4 for him. He got a home run in that one there. But, man, what a win. And with that win, we are now 4 games up on the Padres here. As, man, 8-2 in our last 10 games. Now we go into this series against Washington, and we get another win. Now we have 86 on the season as a couple of RBIs. I mean, not a lot of offense in this one either, but enough to get the victory. And Jorge Soler got another ribby in this one. John Birdie also with a home run. But Sixto Sanchez, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run allowed. He had a great day. And Dylan Flo bounces back from that blown save with his 43rd save of the year. And so there's a loss. We do drop this one. 7-1 defeat here against Washington in this game. And, we were kind of dominated there. Jesus Luzardo struggled mightily in that game, gave up 5 runs in only 2.2 innings. But, I mean, still, we only have suffered 2 losses here in basically the last 2 weeks. Still 8-2 in our last 10 here. And again, moving over, it looks like the Mets have clinched the division, actually. I don't know if you noticed that, but they have clinched at least a playoff spot, I believe, now at this point. But we're going to assimilate to the end of this game, and the Marlins do, in fact, win this one. So they have won another series here towards the end of the season. They are 87-69 now on the year. Triple from Corey Lee, another home run by Jorge Soler, number 39 on the season for him, I believe, now. And, I mean, he's just been hot. He's been getting an RBI, at least one, every single game, it seems, recently. And Pablo Lopez, complete game shutout. 9 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks allowed, and only 5 strikeouts. But, man, at 2.7 here right now. We have won, the Marlins have won their last 4 series in a row. And, I mean, again, the Mets look like they have clinched a playoff spot, at least. The Marlins have not yet. They're really close, though. The Cardinals have clinched the National League Central. It looks like here with their 82nd win, the Dodgers have clinched a postseason appearance at least. And now 4 games up over the Padres now. And look at that crazy division. 2 teams with 90 wins there. The Guardians have clinched the American League Central here with they have 100 wins this year. That's kind of crazy. And the Astros have clinched a playoff spot as well. So the playoffs are taking shape in this league right now, or this season at least here now. Against New York, A close 2-3 game, but since we're not going to be fighting, I mean, the division is pretty much out of the question at this point for us. So we are not going to hop in here to this one, but the Mets do defeat the Marlins in this ballgame 4-2. So at least we can split, and, well, the Braves have now clinched a playoff spot with their 90th win of the season. So it looks like we'll play the Braves in our wildcard matchup here. 4 games ahead with 5 days to go. So our magic number, I believe, is like 1 or 2 now at this point in the season. So let's see what San Diego does here. They're playing the Dodgers, and the Dodgers, you know, the best team in the American League or in the National League right now, and they do, in fact, win this game. So that means that we got to keep on winning here for us in Miami. Now we're playing New York here again, and that's going to be the final. Actually, the minor league seasons have ended now, and neither of our minor league teams are good enough to make the postseason. And we do, unfortunately, lose here in this game as well. New York blanks us 1-0. And I don't think that they clinched the division just quite yet, but we're now 3 games ahead here with 4 days left to go. So one more time here, we're going to go in and we're going to see what happens in this game. And, well, San Diego loses in this one. So that's a big-time loss for the Padres. I mean, for the Padres to basically have any chance, they had to have won every single game that they played. And now, if the Marlins can get a victory here in this one against the Brewers, they will actually clinch this wildcard spot. So, big-time game here. Looking for an opportunity to clinch a spot in this postseason. Sixto Sanchez on the mound for us here. We're going to go into a quick manage, and we might hop into this game if we got a chance to win it. But immediately, right out of the gate, a double by Sanchez gives the Marlins a run in the first inning. And so there's a look at the stats from Sixto this year so far. A walk, a sac bunt, and a big-time 2-run home run by Willy Adames there. So that is an unfortunate blow there. There's a home run, though, by Bobby Bradley to even the score at 2 apiece. And he's been good with those long balls since we've called him up as a 1-2-3 inning there in the bottom half of the inning. 1-2-3 inning for Corbin Burns. And Brandon Woodruff actually is pitching in this one for the Brewers. And both these pitchers settling into a groove, but then Christian Yelich gets a home run, and then Hunter Renfroe gets another home run. Back-to-back jacks right there by Miami. Now they're up by 2 here, 4-2 the score. We're now in the top of the 5th inning. Now let's see, the offense hasn't done anything since that home run in the 2nd inning. There's a base hit by Corey Lee, but then a double play ends the threat. Another home run there, Tyrone Taylor, and that's the 3rd. The 4th one allowed already in this game by Sixto Sanchez. And, in the top of the 6th inning here, we're going to move to a different pitcher now. We're going to bring him out of the game. And Jordan Holloway has, only given up 1 run in basically 12 innings pitched. And he gets through that top half of the bottom of the 5th, actually. Now we're in the 6th, and the offense for Miami not showing up yet. And there's another clean inning by Holloway here, and 12.1 innings at .73 ERA. Good stuff from Jordan Holloway. That gives me a lot of confidence that he will be in our bullpen going into next season. A walk, a line out, and there's another hit. Tanner Scott does get out of the inning. But where is our offense here? Corey Lee with his 2nd hit of the game, but then a double play wipes the hit away. And so, man, only 2 runs still for Miami here. We go to the bullpen again. Cole Sulser right out of the pen. And there's a couple of a walk and a single. And immediately, Michael Brosseau gets an RBI. Another base hit. And man, Cole Sulser just doesn't do his job. He doesn't even get an out. But there's a single that scores a run. And there's a sac fly. And at this point, this game is completely almost out of reach. It's 8-2. Big 3-run inning by Milwaukee there. They do win this game 8-2. So, after our incredible month and incredible couple of weeks that we had, We're now on a 3-game losing streak, but just keep in mind that we don't actually have to win anymore at this point to actually clinch a playoff spot. All we need is San Diego losing. So, we definitely want to continue to win, but we don't need to win necessarily to clinch a spot. But now we're going to go into this game again, and I mean, we could see the Padres lose, and that's how we clinch, but we could also just take care of it right here and win this game to clinch as well. So, another quick managing game, and there's a 2-run home run. Michael Brosseau, man, he's been good in this series for Milwaukee, and the Brewers take an early 2-0 lead. There's a double by Jacob Stallings, but a ground out, and not able to score. The guys that we get on base, and Jesus Luzardo right now struggling. Does get a couple of strikeouts and does end up getting out of the 3rd inning unscathed, but there's a home run by Soler. Big time shot. I believe that's number 40 for him on the season. A 2-1 game. Luzardo gives up a walk to Yelich. Michael Brosseau gets another hit. Man, he's been almost impossible for us to get out here. There's a big 2-run double by their number 9 hitter, Reitz. I don't even really know who that guy is, but Elisa Hernandez is going to come out of the bullpen. And, not a great job by Jesus Luzardo in this start. And it's still a 1-4 game. There's a double from Adames. And it looks like an infield hit, a walk. 3-run score. Man, Christian Yelich with a double. And it's now 7-1 Milwaukee. So this game doesn't look very good right now for the Marlins. And their offense has not brought a run home since the 4th inning. As Anthony Bass comes out of the bullpen. And he gets a scoreless bottom of the 6th. And we are now in the 7th. And there's a ground out. Michael Brosseau gets on base again. And so now we go to the bullpen once again here. And we're going to bring out Zach Pop. There's a sac fly. Another base runner. There's a walk. 2 more runs score on a Colton Wong single. Hit by pitch. And man, okay, Zach Pop not doing the job here as we're going to go back to the bullpen again. Finally ending the bottom of the 7th. But 3 more runs by Milwaukee. And this game pretty much over at this point. It's still a 10-1 score. And a couple of base runners here, but nothing doing as the Marlins unfortunately lose this game 10-1. So we've actually lost 4 in a row now. But moment of truth here. What have the Padres done? And they lose to the Chicago White Sox. So, even though we didn't actually win, we haven't won in the last 4 games, we have clinched. So, man, we are clinched in that spot. The Mets have not actually clinched the division yet, but the Marlins have clinched a wild card spot despite a 4-game losing streak. So, maybe not playing our best baseball recently here going into the last day of the season, but at this point, we know we're going to be in the wild card, and we are pretty sure that we'll face the Braves in the National League wild card game. So, man, the Padres, they just couldn't keep up the momentum. They had a chance, certainly with us losing a lot of games here towards the end of the season, but they did not take advantage of it. So, with that being said here, we will go into this last month, into October. We have this game that we're going to simulate here against Milwaukee. And we have a tight game here in the bottom of the 8th, but we've already clinched in, so I'm not going to go into this one. But we do win, so we snap our 4-game skid, and we get a 3-1 victory. Looks like Pablo Lopez got another win. Home run by Jorge Soler again. 2 RBIs for him as well in this one. Bobby Bradley had a double, so did J.J. Bleday. And Bobby Bradley had that other RBI for us in this one. So 88-73 is our record going into the final day of the season. And Pablo Lopez there, 8 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. Really good start by him. Lowers that ERA down to 2.64 on the season. And Dylan Floro, 44 saves now this year. So that is going to be the end of this episode, guys. One more episode left in this year 1. We have the finale of this year 1. We'll play Milwaukee in this game, but then we'll give you a stat update. We'll look at the stats from the season, and then we will get into the playoffs. So the Marlins have clinched. They're going to the postseason, and I will see everybody here next time. Remember to subscribe to the channel to be notified of when I post new videos, to never miss a video here in this franchise. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.